welcome back to Reading with Casey, and this is officially my second video. Okay, so don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll get right into it. So, as you can see, I have 3 books behind me today. So we're going to start with this first book right here. And this is called The Keeper of Stories by Sally Page. And there we go. I haven't actually read other books by her before, but yeah, this is the first book of hers that I've read. I read it in like 2021 or somewhere there. So yeah, let's get right into it. And this was probably not my top 5, but it was like, it might have been my top 10. Yeah, top 10, not top 5 though. So let's just have another look at that front page. Look at that. The main character is a girl called Janice. She's like an adult, so she's not like a teenager. And she is a cleaner, and she is a husband called Mike. Yeah. So, let's read the blurb. Cleaner Janice knows that it is in people's stories that you really get to know them. When Janice starts cleaning for Mrs. B, a shrewd, tricksy woman in her 90s, she finally meets someone who wants to hear her story. But Janice is very clear. She is the keeper of stories. She doesn't have a story of her own, at least not one she can share. Mrs. B is no fool, and knows there is more to Janice than meets the eye. After all, doesn't everyone have a story to tell? It sounds a lot... It's actually really good. I don't know if you think the blurb lets it down. I personally think the blurb lets it down, because there is so much more to it than that. It is actually an amazing book. I would say it's like number 7 in my books, but... you know, it might be number 1 for you, because I really feel like someone would really enjoy this. So, yeah. Okay, so let's read the first page, just so you can, like, get a feel of it. Ah, that wasn't the first page. This is the prologue. Everyone has a story to tell. But what if you don't have a story? What then? If you're a Janice, you become a collector of other people's stories. She once watched the Academy Awards acceptance speech of a famous English actor, a national treasure. In it, the national treasure described her early life as a cleaner and how, as a young hopeful, she had stood in front of other people's bathroom mirrors holding the toilet cleaner as if it was an Oscar statue. Janice wonders what would have happened if the national treasure hadn't made it as an actor. Would she still be a cleaner like her? They're about the same age, late 40s, and she thinks they even look similar, or a bit alike. Well, she has to smile. Perhaps not that similar, but with the same short build that hints of a stocky feature. So, it's actually really good. So, I would advise people to read this one. I will obviously leave a link to it in the description of this video. Yeah, I feel like it's really good. Yeah. Sally Page. You should check out a few of her other books as well. I haven't personally, but I think I'm going to now, because I actually enjoyed this one. And maybe she has like an even better book that she's written before. So, The Keeper of Stories. I give it a 7.5 out of 10. 7.5. Alright, next we have these 2 books. And these 2 books come in pairs because they are a sequel. This is a sequel. So the 2 books are This Poison Heart by Kalynn Bayron. Yep, and This Wicked Fate by the same author. I will probably only link This Poison Heart in the description, just because, you know. But yeah, I might link both of them, who knows. So, this one is a sequel to this one, and this first book is about a girl called Brie. Basically, Brie isn't normal, you know. I mean, I know all books are like that, but still, she's like really not normal. So, basically, it's not like magic powers, but it is kind of like that. It's based a lot on Greek mythology, so if you're into Greek mythology, it's not like Percy Jackson, you know, but like, it is a bit based on that. So, yeah. Yeah, she has like powers, and her powers are based around nature. So like, say if she was walking around, the trees and like the grass might like lean into her, just because she has that kind of power. Yeah, so let's read the blurb, and it's so good. I love this book. To break an ancient curse, she must let her power bloom. Reese's has a gift. She can grow an apple tree from a seed in a heartbeat, and flowers bloom at her touch. And when she inherits an old house, she finally has the privacy to test her powers for the first time. But as Bree starts to magic the house's rambling grounds back to life, she finds she has also inherited generations of secrets. In a hidden garden overgrown with the most deadly poisonous plants on earth, a dark legacy lies waiting for her. And Bree's long-departed ancestors won't let her rest until she finds it. If you've read Cinderella's Dead, that's by the same author. So, yeah. I haven't actually read Cinderella's Dead yet, but that is one of her other books, and I haven't read it, but I want to. Yeah, and then you have the sequel. I probably won't read the blurb of the sequel because it kind of spoils this first book. But yeah, those are those two books. So let's put the sequel away. And we can read the first page of this book. Oh, and if you're a plant lover, this book is so for you. And personally, I am. I love flowers, love trees, love nature so much. I'm actually jealous of Breezy's, honestly, because... actually jealous. Not about the secret she inherits, but everything else, really. Chapter 1. White Roses, genus Rosa, family Rosaceae, common name, Evening Star. Mr. Hughes took a dozen of them to his wife's grave every weekend, rain or shine. He had for the past year. He didn't care about the genus or the species, only that there were 12 of them waiting for him every Sunday, wrapped in brown paper and tied with a string. My mum said that was going to have to tell him that the delivery truck hadn't arrived last night like it was supposed to. It flipped over on Brooklyn Queens Expressway. The driver was okay, but a shipment of Evening Star was scattered across 6 lanes of traffic. I'm so sorry, Mr. Robert. I'm so sorry, Robert, Mum said, as Mr. Hughes, dressed in his Sunday best, came into the shop. There was an accident and we didn't get our regular shipment. We should have a new delivery in the next few days. He gripped the lapels of his freshly pressed navy blazer, his bottom lip quivering as he ran his hand over his mouth and sighed. He looked like he might fall in on himself. Grief was heavy. It could do that to a person. Yeah. Basically the next part is... oh, and here we go. It's at the start of the book. Might give away a few hints, but I'm not going to say anything about it. So there you go. This will also be in the description of this video. I love this book. I absolutely loved it. It's so good. And it's so interesting. And there are so many different... It gets very... There is a plot twist, I will say. There is a huge plot twist. I don't know if it's somewhere in the middle or not, but I feel like it's a bit closer to the end. Like 2 huge plot twists happen and it's so good. And I would say this is actually... this is a 9.5 out of 10. Just because I don't know if it's 10 out of 10 material. You know what I mean? It's really good, but I don't think I can give it a 10 out of 10. I don't have any books that are 10 out of 10, really. But yeah, it's so good. I love this book. So, that is all the books that we have today. I will leave the links to all of them, I've decided, even the sequel, in the description of this video. But don't forget to like and subscribe and to comment suggestions of books that I should review. This Poison Heart was actually a suggestion from someone who commented down below. Also, somebody who commented The Semi-Temperate. I will try and get my hands on it, I promise, but it might take me a little while. So, you know, I will review it at some point though, I promise. Bye!